Hello everyone, welcome back to another long-awaited episode of the Matured Mind series. If you aren't familiar with this series, it was essentially created to help those who want to achieve more in all aspects of their lives. How to reform your mind into a more determined and positive way of thinking. Each of these episodes are constructed delicately, meaning that one episode will not make sense without the other. So I suggest viewing the previous episodes before intaking any of the information found in this video so that you are able to more confidently apply the knowledge to your own life. Before we get into our first topic, I just want to just get a few concerns out of the way. As you can see, I am in a new environment, in a new area, as I said that I would be doing in the future, and now we are in the future, so here it is. However, I just want to just clarify a few issues that may go on throughout this video process. You may see birds or random animals in the back, maybe even iguanas. That may be something, flies as well. You also may hear vehicles, motorcycles, airplanes, birds chirping, environmental sounds as usual, which I am very sorry for, as there's almost really nothing I can do about that. So I'm going to try my best to record each of these sections in the quietest times possible, so that way I can ensure that you guys have no distractions while I'm releasing this information to you guys. Also, the mic quality will be different from the regular mic quality which I use at my computer, because I'm outside. I'm using my camera's default microphone, even though I do have a Rode microphone that doesn't work properly, so I'm forced to use the default microphone. So I hope that it doesn't sound too bad, and I will speak as loudly as I can so that way the audio can get through nicely. With that being said, let's begin. College. College is one of the most common routes in life. Many go through elementary school, then through middle school, then through high school, and then finally jump into college. What if I told you this may be wrong? What if I told you you may be wasting your time? Chris, are you saying that college isn't a viable career choice? Are you saying that no one should go to college? No. Here is the issue with college. Here is the issue that millions across the world make as soon as they throw their caps into the air. They say things in their head like, I don't know what I want to do, so I'll just go to college. Or college is the easiest route to success, so I'll just do that. That is the biggest problem. The problem isn't going to college. It's the reasoning behind it. If you are truly passionate about engineering, you truly desire to understand the interdisciplinary study of math and science and business principles to an extensive level, go to college. If you are truly passionate about business, you truly desire to understand finance, marketing, accounting, and entrepreneurship to an extensive level, go to college. If you are truly passionate about communications, you truly desire to understand the theories, practices, and fundamental questions about human communication to an extensive level, go to college. If you want to go to college because you feel as if you have no special ability, you feel as if it's the easiest path to success, you want to satisfy the expectations of your guardians, you want to meet the standard of society, do not go to college. It is imperative that you disengage with these connections if you feel these symptoms. You have to find your special ability. You do not have to satisfy your guardian's expectations. You do not need to meet the standard of society. You must find your passion. You must find that thing that makes you jump when you see progress. That thing that if someone asked a question about it, you wouldn't be able to stop talking. That thing that you think of as soon as you open your eyes in the morning. Doing what you love in any capacity requires courage and bravery. If you go to a family gathering and someone's asking everyone what their career is, and the time is flying so fast and your turn comes right around the corner, when your time comes, will you deflect? Will you lie? Will you give them the satisfaction of common route? Will you be truly passionate about gaming, but say you want to be an engineer? Will you dissatisfy yourself for a crowd that can't satisfy you? You must be strong. You must be able to be open. The second you hide is the second you show weakness. You lose strength. Quick story. The other day I went to the doctor with my mom and my little sister. They asked my age and my grade level. I responded accurately, being 17 in the 11th grade going on to the 12th. Evidently, they noticed my time has come to decide what do I want to do after high school. So they asked me the following. "Do you know what you want to major in?" The question disgusted me. The immediate presumption to think I'd be interested in college. The immediate thought that there is no other choice, that we are in 1954 and not 2020. The basic route, the basic mind. I responded saying no. The doctor responded in shock, saying, "What? You should know what you want to major in by now. You're about to graduate." And my mother in the back nodding her head in agreement with so much passion as if she's in church. I remained in silence. I wanted to digress. I wanted to stay away from the question. I didn't want to have to get, as many people say, real disrespectful. Fortunately, the situation came to a pause as a female doctor came in to check on my little sister. Normally, I was asked to step out of the room, but I could hear the words clearly, as if there was no door. My mother and the doctor began talking about me. My mother begins elaborating on how I make content on YouTube and how it's not generating as much revenue as she would like. She explains to the doctor how much she would like me to get a job and go to college, but she also explains how tough I am, how unconvinced I am pertaining to the topic of my life choices, how I can be so determined and unbothered by opinions. The doctor suggests to her, and I quote, "Put your foot down," which is an expression which means to show authority, to show hierarchical strength over someone. Soon after, the door opens, I enter, and the doctor leaves. Expecting she'd put the advice that she'd received into action, she remains irrelevant to the topic. Even once we got home, nothing happened. I was confused. I thought she would begin ranting. I came to the conclusion that her doing that would be wasting her time, like trying to put out a fire with gasoline or trying to count stars. The level of determination and optimism I have in myself cannot be disturbed. This is the mentality you need to develop. Backup plan. A backup plan is a ploy used in case something fails. If you get a flat tire on the road, you have a spare. Backup plan. If your power goes out, you have a generator. Backup plan. Backup plans seem convenient, don't they? They are comforting. They put the mind at ease, knowing that if something fails, you have a pillow to fall on. Let's think about this in the form of passion. You are a passionate musician, but you've tried for so long and you haven't met your expectations, so you go to plan B. You have a master's in accounting. You're a passionate cook, but you don't have the resources to market your food. So you throw in the towel and you head to your backup plan. You help your dad build his construction business. Seriously, take a moment and think. How does this sound to you? Pause this video and take a second to think. It's important that you know your answer before the answer is confirmed. If you think this is okay, you are incorrect. When it comes to having a flat tire and having a spare, that's okay. When it comes to losing power and having a generator, that's okay. But when it comes to your passion, it is unacceptable. You cannot have a backup plan. A backup plan creates comfort in the mind that in case something goes wrong, I have something to fall back on. If you have a backup plan, you will unconsciously put in less work. Watch this. Put your hand in the air as high as it can go. Just do it. Just do it. Now put it a little bit higher. Don't you see? Don't you see how you were able to put in a bit more effort? Don't you see how you thought that you couldn't go any further, but you did? That is the unconscious mind at work. That's what would happen if you have a backup plan. You will always remain at that first stage. You will never get that little bit higher. The reason not having a backup plan is so powerful is because you have no choice but to succeed. You have no choice but to work hard. You have no choice but to lose the excuses and find the solutions. You have no choice but to allow all the money to flow into your bank account. You have no choice but to see the smiles on your family's faces. You have no choice but to absolutely, positively, utterly dominate. You have to put your mind in a position where there is no out. The mind has a powerful ability to control and adapt. If you try to put a hot spoon on your hand, it will not stay there. Your mind only knows one way to stop the continuous pain, to take it off. This is why it is impossible to try to commit suicide by holding your breath. Your mind will get you out of that situation. It will think of each and every variable to get what it wants. With success, it works the same way. If you allow your mind to have an exit point, which its goal is to drive away from the initial goal, it'll go there 100% of the time. If you do not allow your mind to have an exit point that its goal is to drive away from the initial goal, it'll create one. But the difference is that the one that it creates is supported by the knowledge and the desire from the person. It will not go to a backup plan because there is no backup plan to go to. It will be forced to create solutions for you. It will create an exit point, which is a success point. Why? Because the mind has no other option but to succeed. It has no other influence, no other knowledge but what you pursue. Thank you all for the support on this series. You guys know that when it comes to the mind, I'm so very passionate. I love knowing that I can make the lives of those who want to achieve success clear. There has been a total of 4 Matured Mind episodes, including this one on this channel. And I've been paying very close attention when it comes to this series. I've been paying attention to the DMs I receive, the comments I get in the community tab, the excitement I receive in my Twitch chat when I announce a new episode, but more specifically, the interaction. I noticed that many people who intake the valuable information I share tend to fall off, give up. After viewing some data, I noticed that the people who interact with the content to an extensive level seem to be the same ones. This does not mean that I'm upset because I'm not receiving enough impressions. It shows me that many people haven't reached the mentality strength level to intake the information, hold on to it, and continue to use it. There's not much to say on this topic, but it's just something that I've noticed. I also wanted to briefly talk about the inspiration of this series. This series is inspired by 2 things. 1 being my passion on information for the mind towards success, and 2 being the Motivated Mind series. Not the Matured Mind, the Motivated Mind. As you can see, the names are quite similar. After discovering this Spotify channel at the Motivated Mind, which will be linked in the description, I have listened to every single episode from 2018 to 2022 each Monday when he releases a new episode. And it made me realize that I have a following, and I would love to share the information that I learned from him and many others to my community. At first I was a bit scared. I was afraid that people wouldn't be interested in the content because of the content that I usually produce, which in comparison is utterly irrelevant. But as my passion continued to grow, I had to do it, and I created the Matured Mind series. So there's a little background on the series, I suppose. Last thing I wanted to mention is that if you have any limitations, struggles, or concerns on your road to success, please shoot me a DM at Cristornio on my Instagram, Cristornio at Twitter, Cristornio FN, which is my other Instagram account. Please shoot me a DM because I would love to feature your concerns and your struggles and your limitations in the next Matured Mind episodes. That way more people can understand that there are many people that are going through things just like you are, and it'll be a good experience for everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly appreciate your constant support, and I wish you all the best on your journeys. Have a great day, and I'll see you all later. Adios.